everyone. We're back in control. I've taken the liberty of putting us to the executive sector because this is the closest point to the sector elevator, and we are indeed heading for a new sector today.
I hope the survivors and research are closer to finding a solution for this. What if we're the only ones left?
Yeah, that is kind of a disturbing thought, but we're heading to research ourselves so we can find out. I don't think this person was here before. Actually gonna take anything out of that box or just poke at it? Oh well. There's nothing interesting here, so we're gonna head straight to research. This is it, the final sector. And yeah, this place is huge.
Welcome to the research sector of the Federal Bureau of Control. I'm Dr. Casper Darling, head of research. Somebody thought this video would make for great internal communications. I'm looking at you, Mr. Tomasi. So, this is where the magic happens. Anyway, I've been here for 24 years now. I've always been here. And through those years, we've made astonishing discoveries, authored studies of grave importance, and in all this work, there is one thing we know, and that's how little we truly know. Rest assured, we're committed to keep pushing the known laws and borders of reality, and to make the Bureau proud. So, welcome. Assuming you have the necessary clearance, and do follow the safety protocols. Read the manual. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
Research sector, huh? Home of the Bureau's mad scientists.
Yeah, it was a pretty good introduction to the place. Sadly, we won't be able to get to the ritual division, because there's geography in the way. Hey, at the very least, the monitors are finally showing that the lockdown's been lifted. It's hard to know where to begin, because there's so much of just this one room. But parapsychology is downstairs, so let's look everywhere else first. I don't know what all these people are researching necessarily, but that lady is certainly interested in egg. Again, like the spare footage video, it makes me wonder whether all these photos were staged for the game, or whether they're photos of actual real-world scientific research that they just put in the game. Alright, now I've definitely never looked at this before. Let me see if I can get a good view of it. Yeah, this entire whiteboard about shoeboxes is a big Alan Wake reference. I only just finished the game myself, but there's a lot of interesting stuff there. I'll be transcribing it in the documents and linking to some supporting materials to help you follow it if, like me, you didn't know anything about Alan Wake before. Projecting... That doesn't look like The Ocean View Motel. That's a completely different room. Because the door's on the wrong side. Well, I don't know what's up with that room. Let's read some more stuff. So, Dr. Ash was Dr. Darling's predecessor as the head of research, and he was apparently really into synchronicity. I think we'll be seeing exactly how into synchronicity he was later on. They're just the same paintings we've seen elsewhere. It's a picture of me, but it's really dark. Okay, gun flash, not useful as a light source. Thought there might be something to that pot. Because there was that letter that mentioned plants. I don't really see anything out of the ordinary about them, though. Alright. First we'll deal with enemies, then we'll explore a bit more. Yeah, so the Hiss Elevated have learned a new trick. Now they dive bomb you. I don't know why it didn't do a whole lot of damage. I guess they're just low-level ones for the moment. That move is going to really hurt later in the game. Here we go, we got guys coming up the stairs. Try and take them out quick with a higher-powered weapon. I think it just means I'm going to run out of ammo faster. I really just want to go for headshots and wait for them to shoot rockets at me so I can throw them back. Nope, I saw that beam. There's a sniper over there. Don't know if I can hit them from here. I really don't know why people don't appreciate the shield more. Although I did kind of throw it away just before they shot at me. I've almost cleared a sniper countermeasure. It's surprisingly easy. Well, I don't think you really see a lot of snipers in this game. This fight, and maybe one or two other times they ever show up. I gotta say, the effect on the sound in the game from using the shield is really weird. Is this shield actually blocking sound waves? Oh, hey, we got a named fellow over there. Alright, shouldn't be too much of a difficult time taking him down, especially if he's gonna run straight at me and give me a couple headshots. I don't know what that thing was, but it did a lot of throw damage, and that's what's important. Things scrolled too quickly for me to see if there was a... I think I should... Yeah, I got a report on his snipers now that I've defeated some. I like the way they give some strategic notes for dealing with them. And once again, we've got one of those barriers with hiss nodes around it. I really should go straight into parapsychology, but I don't know, there's too much interesting stuff around here. Let's go ahead and explore a bit. But first, I do want to actually take down the barrier, just so I don't have to worry about it later. We got a node there, got a node there, and one of them... Maybe there was a piece of furniture on top of it, but... There we go. Barrier's down, it will never return. Alright, time to be a little bit reckless. My plan was, honestly, to go straight for parapsychology, claim the nearest control point, and then save exploring anywhere else until later, but we'll see how far I get without dying and going all the way back to executive. It's kind of weird. It should go straight to the new thing that I picked up when I opened the menu, but it doesn't. And sadly, there's not a whole lot to this document. I don't even know exactly which AWE they're saying that it was very like. Probably the one relating to the motel cord, but there is one other possible candidate that it could be. So, I'll load up the game that I've got late game with all of the documentation unlocked, take another look at it, and see which one is the more likely candidate. I think I could get to that window up there, but it would just be a bit of a sequence break. Not really worth doing. So let's check Dr. Darling's office.
I've been fielding questions recently regarding HRAs. What are they for? Do you always need to wear them? And what's the deal with the head-room resonance anyway? Fuck. Despite what you may have heard, HRAs are not monitoring devices. We're not tracking your movements or listening to your conversations while you're wearing them. We do that regardless whether or not you're wearing an HRA. Think of them as a life preserver. Only instead of water, the thing HRAs protect you from is classified. One day that classified, not water, might pour in, and you'll be glad you got an HRA keeping you afloat. And if you don't have an HRA, don't worry. It'll be quick and painless. Kidding. I'm kidding. We're making more.
There's kind of a timeline to the times when Dr. Darling made all these videos, and that was obviously one of the last few. He certainly liked to have fun. Some kind of physics equations, I guess. No idea what he was researching with that one, but my hand seems to have gone through the fan. That's not good. Yeah, again, once the game was patched, suddenly it doesn't take me straight to the document anymore. I really want to know why that is. And so this is a response to another essay that we haven't found yet about objects of power, the astral plane, the board, although that part's redacted for some reason. Lovely view of central research from the ground floor. More documents. So is everything mysterious just vibrating at a frequency we can't detect? Okay, that was fun. More documents. So apparently there's some kind of rivalry going on between parapsychology and parakinesiology. I think that may be the same Dr. Lewis who was writing about the plants earlier. Don't know how far I should trust his opinion then. A lot of hexagonal symbols all over the walls. And HRA diagrams. Pretty sure we've seen that one before. It's the same physics equations from the other side of the room. He must be really forgetful. Alright, so this is the essay that Emily's essay was the response to. A whole lot of questions about how altered items get altered. Not really a lot of answers yet. Maybe there will be more about that later in the game. Maybe there won't. In any case, I think that's everything of use that we can get out of here. Oh, I was going to look at that whiteboard, but everything fell off. I was really expecting some enemies to show up here. Oh well, let's head straight into dimensional research. Alright, can't quite read those, but with that many warnings, it's gotta be something pretty cool. Yeah, not subjecting myself to security checks right now. It's all stuff we've seen before. And another fire break.
Constantly changing labyrinth. Can never pass through. Dimensional research. Every measure of security.
It sounds like we're not going to have an easy time getting through this area. Not going to make it to any of those other bridges off in the distance. So the Bureau's toughest security is some kind of 1950s hotel with a picture of the hotel hanging in it. Alright, well, this place is known as the Ashtray Maze, so I'm sure I'm going to have to navigate somehow. Again, a room with pictures of the room hanging in the room. And walls that just disappear and reappear elsewhere. Alright, well then we'll go this way. Wonder if that's damage from when I attacked a wall before. And we're back at the entrance. Brilliant. Okay, that wasn't the right way to go. Let's try something else. Okay, that's definitely damage from when I punched the wall before. Well, at least it's a new room. And my weapon mods are full. Alright. I didn't really want to spend a lot of time on maintenance, but let's do it. Just eliminate everything that isn't the best of whatever type it is. And a level 4 mod, that's pretty cool. Whole lot of upgrades for spin. Just tons and tons of them. Alright, so that's cleared out a bit of space. Clean these up while I'm at it. Do have a level 4 launch efficiency, though. Let's switch to that one. Could also swap over to energy boost, but right now I don't think I'm using the energy for much other than launching stuff. Shield's really not all that expensive. This is the same room I was in before, but now different paths are opening. So stuff is at least changing. Yep, this is new. We can't even get back to that room this time. Alright, well, have another go. Only this time it's right back to the first pattern. That is the only hallway that you don't get to travel just going through it the normal way, and as far as I know, there's no way to get in right now. This maze is as impenetrable as Director Trench made it out to be. We are not getting into dimensional research. And I'm sure we'll get something that'll help us get through there eventually. Probably shouldn't have walked through that. But it's okay. No enemies seem to have appeared. Alright, hey, we're doing fairly well. I haven't died yet. So let's go ahead and check out the ground floor. Alright, let's deal with these enemies and then check out the ground floor. Assuming I'm not hurt too badly by the time I'm done. And don't worry, I caught that guy running down the stairs. He'll get what's coming to him soon. Yeah, catching rockets and throwing them back is probably one of the most effective tactics, but if I can't see the rocket, I can't exactly catch it. Alright, where is the last guy? Gotta be hiding somewhere. The music is pretty accurate when it comes to telling me when there are enemies nearby. Alright, I surprised myself with how well I handled that one. A real shame we never got to know Dr. Ash. I think we found the cafeteria, at least. Yeah, I'd like to read the lunch menu. There's really nothing all that interesting on it, I don't think. And I can't reach that radio from this side of the counter. I'll have to go around. No, I don't want to do personnel protection. I want to read the document. Alright, so this is totally workplace harassment, and is absolutely gross. So I'm going to spoil things right now and assure everybody that Carla will get her response, and it will be beautiful. So we don't need to worry. Okay, it's catchy, but it doesn't have much of a melody to it. Moving on. Alright, nothing much on the bulletin boards here. They're growing a lot of greenery right near the bathrooms. Maybe those are the plants Dr. Lewis was talking about? Ooh, there's something in one of the stalls. Alright, I don't have to be able to open it to get to it. Don't think I noticed whether we got an astral blip earlier. That's one of the materials that's specific to the research sector. I think we might... Just with the lights in here. Anyway, we should be able to make a new weapon once I've found my way to a control point. Or, if I die and get sent back to Executive. There's no signs telling us what's back here. They were so close to a shelter. And that staircase on the other side just leads right back up to Parapsychology. We got an intrusive pattern. It's meant to be intrusive pattern, just the pop-up when you grab one is misspelled. And we've got a door here that's not sealed. Acoustic research. It's a pretty kickin' sound system. Okay, so it takes me to the document if I wait until the notice disappears before I hit the menu button. It's good to know. And interestingly, the song they're listening to is by Poets of the Fall, another Alan Wake reference. Yeah, so the board here has the complete lyrics to this song, Dark Disquiet. Alright, I can barely tell what's going on. Here we go. You can actually hear it from in the room. The music makes me want to have something exciting happen. I was expecting all the stuff in the room would start floating or something as you start playing the music. that does not appear to be happening. And I also don't really know the copyright implications of playing this song, so in the interest of everybody actually hopefully getting to see the video, we're not going to stand there and listen to it. It does go into my multimedia collection though, so I can listen to it from the menu anytime I want. I don't think we can leave it playing while doing anything else though, so we don't get any cool scenes like in Alan Wake where you play the Poets of the Fall song and then... Well, there are places to land here, and we've got an ability that lets us break our fall gracefully. I absolutely should not be doing this when I don't have a control point in this sector. But beaten paths are made to be not explored. There is an elevator, but it's broken, and it also leads into the middle of a bathroom that is overgrown with mold. Although for some reason, the mold here doesn't actually seem to hurt me. Let's get the elevator up and running, since it's our only way out of this hole right now. It's kind of hard to tell what department this used to be, but they got pictures similar to what were up in the offices above. It's just kind of offices that either used to exist down here and then were overgrown with mold, or somehow descended into the sub-basement of the research department when the mold came. They still know who I am, though. I don't think that's a shape-changing water cooler. We're getting more intrusive patterns, so it's not a complete waste of time. I think that light is just coming from the monitor. I have such a hard time finding doors. So, there's a level 4 clearance door way down here. And yet more mold that, for whatever reason, doesn't kill me. It's too dark to see anything over there. It looks like it might be a door, but I don't think it is. Let me see if I can get the light. Yeah, it's just one of those sealed doors. And the light has run out of juice. Oh well, guess it wasn't meant to be portable. So even though I can't get into the door, I can make my way around if I'm careful about it. And I can get to that door on the far side, which isn't locked. But I happen to know what's through that door. There's no point to proceeding at this point, and I will die if I attempt it. This is where I'm drawing the line for exploration for right now. Once we've got a control point in this sector that's fairly convenient to this location, then I'll come back and give it another go. Opening the elevator at this point is pretty much all we needed to do. And there's a chest up there on top of all this messed up geometry again. The first time I played this game, I had such a hard time getting to this ledge, and I don't know why. It was really simple. And there's one more document over here on this little raised platform. It's kind of hard to tell without the context, but I think this is kind of a my threshold is better than your threshold sort of report. Did Tree sneeze or something? There's some massively tall trees to be inside. Alright, well I was gonna go straight to Parapsychology, but it's time for round 3. And we've got what look like new enemies. These guys in the chairs with bags over their heads. They're just the same hiss elevated that we've been fighting, though. They're in chairs. And I'm certainly not gonna complain if they want to stay at a distance and not throw anything at me. Alright, one of very few level 3 doors in the game.
Bryce, come in, Bryce. This is Marshall. We need...
She's in trouble. I need to reach her.
Yep, unfortunately the blocks are in the way and I can't actually get to the intercom. So we're gonna have to go around through Parakinesiology and the Astral exhibition. This hallway is also twisted, but at the very least we can get through it. I actually forgot that this room was here. Alright. So, I want to keep an eye on my left side, make sure the enemies aren't sneaking up behind me. Like that. But basically, I think making progress in this room is a matter of guarding the staircase, making sure the enemies don't flank you. And dealing with the sniper from a relatively safe position. And making sure that your gun sticks out far enough that you're not just shooting the wall. This is another room that I had a lot of trouble with my first time. I had to make the trip back here from the executive sector so many times. And we got waves of enemies. I guess I need to make the launch a little stronger, because now I'm only mostly killing them in one shot. And I keep running out of energy at the worst times, just when I need to catch a rocket. Oh well, nearly done. Alright, so let's see what's left of the research in Parakinesiology. I don't know what that is, but looks like the hiss has got him. This is probably the room I was thinking of when I said I was expecting the objects in the acoustic study to float. That was probably human at one point. And this is almost exactly what every internet horror story was like in the early days of the internet. It's really cool, I actually kind of like that. Alright, so that's the parapsychology department. That's our goal. But I want to check out the upstairs of this room first. Looks like they were trying to train the crash test dummies to play squash. And I guess Ati's been cleaning up in that one. I kinda thought there would be something over there, but there's nothing. Alright, on to the Astral exhibition.
The astral plane. Similar to an iceberg, what you see is not what you always get. Regardless, this place is vitally important to the Bureau. Most information on the astral plane is classified, but we can talk in broad strokes, keeping in mind that these are staggeringly complex systems, and simplification does them no justice. Now, the white non-space, the ever-present inverted black pyramid, the board, all linked, intrinsically tied to the oldest house, tied to the director, the process of choosing a director, tied to all objects of power in terms of who controls them. Yes.
And we have a control point that seems to have been awkwardly taped up on the wall. So, that's going to be more than enough exploration for one day. Let's go ahead and cash in our countermeasure. And I think Pierce Maneuvers is going to be the best one to take next, because I believe I'm about to construct the Pierce. Easy go peasy. Ah, yes, here we go, and I've actually barely got enough materials to do it. And I'm actually fairly close to being able to upgrade it again. Need a lot more ritual impulses, though. Yeah, well, we'll get them at some point. So, I will definitely show off the Pierce next time. See what'll work well with it. Aimed fire boost is actually pretty darn good. But it's also probably the best weapon against armor, aside from melee or throwing things. So, whenever I get a second slot, I'm definitely going to put armor damage on it. I think the aimed fire boost is probably the best one. But we'll see how the armor works. Probably going to fight some enemies with high defense at some point soon. Meanwhile, we got some new stuff to check out. I think we got enough out of those two darling presentations. And yeah, so we got the Poets of the Fall song. Let's hear the full message from Trench about the Ashtray Maze.
I'm averse to using objects of power. I don't want to lean on things I ultimately can't trust. But the ashtray and the cigarette, smoking there forever, have their uses. The ashtray maze they conjure is an impossibly changing labyrinth that no one but the binder, and those the binder invites, can ever pass through. The things we hid in dimensional research, the things Darling studies, the danger and the risk involved, call for every measure of security and protection I could bring to the table. The maze, hands down, is our strongest lock. I gave Darling and his chosen crew license to pass through the maze. Lately, I've started to think I should revoke that license.
Yep, he still doesn't trust Dr. Darling. But we'll be able to dig more into that, because we are in Dr. Darling's home turf right now, his department, and we'll continue exploring it next time.